Good afternoon and welcome into the Walker Bullington Show. Nolan Cotillo joined by Spring Hill College baseball head coach Walker Bullington. Coach, sounds like you've been busy recently. We missed you last week.
Yeah, I set out last week. Had my first little boy, Bowen Robert Bullington, aka Bowie, the Bowman. He is a dude. Mom's doing great. Baby's doing great. It is literally the single greatest experience of your life. And I was sitting here thinking, like, how do you even put it into words? And you can't. I mean, look at little man there.
Yeah, rocking the Badgers already.
In the Badgers gear, ready to go. So it's been absolutely surreal. And then the coolest part, like, obviously watching my wife, Sam with him and being with him at home, and like nothing matters, sleep, none of that. It's just you want to be around him and holding him the whole time. And then we were talking in the locker room and with Sam's girls and my boys, like he's got a bunch of aunts and uncles that are all over him, and then got to take him on the bus. Already got him in his Tennessee gear. He's exclusively Tennessee and the Badgers, so he's a little dude, man, and all the guys are they love him, and it's the most surreal experience of my life, and I just couldn't be more excited. I'm so proud of my wife, and there he is with the girls, and
Yeah.
just so proud of my wife and so proud of him, and I just want to run around and show him off all the time. So it's been unbelievable.
Yeah. If you guys building the sleep routine, getting back into a somewhat normal kind of routine now?
Somewhat, yeah. No, he's a great baby. He cries if he needs something. Outside of that, he's chill. He's not worried about strangers, not worried about anything but sleeping and eating, and then mom and dad take care of the rest. So it's awesome, man. And then can't wait for my family to meet him and everybody. It's just trying to soak every single moment in, man. But routines are out the window now. He's been here for 8 days and he's already the king. So whatever Bowie says, it gets done.
Exactly. That's sounds good, but shifting back to business here. Since then, you've had a pretty good stride. I mean,
Bowie's 4-0.
I was about to say,
Bowie's
since
4-0.
4-0
Bowie's undefeated.
Yeah, 4-0 in the Bowie era. You start conference play on the road at Clark Atlanta, and I mean, you guys go to work. 15-5-8, 8-1, 16-1. Obviously, I and correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure because I saw a picture of you holding Bowie, and you were already making him watch.
Yeah.
Watch film, taking notes.
Struggled through his first doubleheader, but so we got to come home with him Friday around lunchtime, and we were listening on the way home. Get home, put the stream on, so he's laying in his little dock top. We got the stuffed badger laying with him, and I got a great picture of him yawning with the stream on in the background, and the Badger sent it to the boys and was like, Bowie struggled to make it through his first doubleheader, but he got through it. So he's watched a lot of baseball already. So he watched the stream the other night with West Florida. So Bowie's 4-0. He's looking out for us. But yeah, my wife and him, he's gonna be at a ball field. He's gonna be at the soccer field. He's gonna be at the ballpark. He's going to have it on TV.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be hard for him not to be around sports for about 90% of his life. So, no, it's been, again, so cool. Like the other night when we win the midweek at the end of my little post-game talk, I just said, and by the way, all I got to say is Bowie's 4-0, and everybody went nuts. And, to the boys, it may not mean that much or in the moment, but to me, it's like that stuff is priceless. Like just being able to share it with my guys and Sam with her girls and everybody around, just everybody at Spring Hill. It's just awesome. I mean, like he's just so loved already.
Oh yeah. So final question on Bowie before we talk more about the start of conference play. Is he going to be a two-sport athlete? Are we going to see him on the pitch in the fall and then pitching in the spring? Maybe.
I'm gonna let him do whatever he wants to do. Man.
Okay.
I just hope he's a ball player. I think he will be. It's gonna be tough for him to knock because he's gonna be around it. But I think he's gonna be a hooper. And
really?
That's what I think. Sam's not too excited about the basketball schedule.
No, I understand.
But I think he's going to be a hooper, and I already got visions of him, knocking down the three and then shooting the bow on the way back. So
there you go.
I've already got the celebrations planned. We're 8 days into his life, but we're gonna have him ready.
There you go. Well, what did Bowie and his dad think? Takeaways from the Clark Atlanta series? Pretty good weekend. Seth Williams 3 bombs in a weekend. I mean, talk a little bit about that and what you saw from your guys on the road.
I think the difference was we had fun. I'm gonna sound like a little league coach, but we had fun. Right, we had fun over the weekend. We had fun on Tuesday night. And obviously, I'm not there, and I think sometimes it's a good thing for me and the guys to be able to just go out and play the game. I'm not there. Fernando did a tremendous job. Dez and Cruz, our staff, is going to take care of everything, just like at Delta State. So I really appreciate those guys and just making it easier on me and carrying a heavier load with scouting reports and game plans and getting everything ready to go, much less coaching, making those decisions. But we trust them. The guys trust them. But what you could see on camera, it was great for me to kind of sit back and watch it through that lens as opposed to being there in it. Because some of those nuances and intricacies that are going on, you could pick it up on camera a little bit more. And I thought the body language was better. The energy level was better. The communication, you could hear it 1 through 9. We talk a lot about maintaining energy and focus 1 through 9. Those middle innings have kind of been, there's some lulls. It's baseball. It's a long year. It's a grind. But I thought we went out and played our game. We played fast, free, comfortable, which we talk about all the time. We look like we had fun, right? And on top of that, I think when you go have a weekend like that, your confidence gets built up a little bit. But you start, 3-0 in the conference, and you go out and you get some wins, and you realize, hey, we're pretty good. We're pretty deep. We're pretty talented. We know what we're doing, and I think that kind of got us back on the right path a little bit. But what an unreal weekend from everybody, to be honest with you. I mean, obviously, you just talked about Seth's numbers. Reaches base 13 to 15 times, 3 bombs, 6 doubles, whatever it was. A bunch of really good numbers, right? Unreal weekend for him. Jackson Bell's, swinging it 1 through 9, but those two guys specifically really playing well. And then Baltimore goes out, 7 innings, 14 punchies, no walks. We had good starting pitching. We had good relief pitching. We didn't have to use that many arms. We're fresh going into the midweek, and we're fresh going into this weekend with a big slate against Savannah State. So I just thought it was kind of a get-right weekend for us, and not so much in terms of production, just in terms of how do I feel, where am I at emotionally, am I confident, some of those things. Now, we got some injuries, stuff like that, but luckily throughout the beginning of the year, we've been able to get guys in and put them in situations and roles, and we're still kind of figuring out who's who and where they go and what they're best suited for. But I think the guys have been fantastic, and there's been a real change this week and a lot looser, more comfortable, and just back to having fun and enjoying it. You're a college baseball player, man. It's not that bad. No matter how it's going, it's not that bad. You get to go to college and play baseball. So I think we've kind of gotten back into that mindset and just enjoying playing the game.
Yeah. So one of those guys that you mentioned had a really good weekend. So good it earns him SIAC Pitcher of the Week, first of his career, first for us this season. Corey Bunzelmeyer. I mean, talk about his performance. Like you said, 14 Ks, 7 innings, and held a 0 ERA on the weekend. So
no earned runs. Had a couple PFP mishaps. All right, and. But no, he was phenomenal, right? He's got really good stuff, good sink. He's got good command. It's a tough arm slot for guys. He's a guy that works really hard, that gets after it every day. But it was good for him. Him, Arlen, Rock, Kai, Justin, Lott. Like, we have arms, right? And our biggest thing right now is just trying to get them all the innings that they deserve. But that was a really, really good start for him and something I think he's going to build off of. But anytime you go out and go 7 innings and punch 14, you had a pretty good day, right? So the fastball, the slider, the change, everything he throws it with intent and does a really good job. He's a guy that was with me at the JUCO level and went to the Division I level, and now he's here. He's experienced, he's mature, he knows how to pitch, and I think he and Parker, that battery together, worked really well in terms of, all right, we're getting this pitch, let's extend that a little bit, let's go here. And I thought those two's decision making combined with Fernando's pitch calling and Corey's performance, sometimes it lines up that way, and you go out and have one of those that's 14 strikeouts, no runs. So he was phenomenal on the weekend.
Moving forward, you guys start conference play strong. You carry that momentum, and you get a pretty good, looked fun rivalry win on the road at West Florida. West Florida always, obviously, as we know, a heavy contender in the region. And at the start of last year, in the nation. This year, though, we start off with it going our way, 7-4. We score 7 on 10 hits, no errors, and hold them to 6 hits, 4 runs. Just talk a little bit about what you saw out there. That was your first game back out on the road with the team this time. We saw a lot of really great performances, obviously. You've already mentioned Jackson Bell and Parker Serio. Jack's one over the left field wall there. Talk about what you saw there.
It starts on the mound. Isaac Crabb was really, really good, man. He's a good arm. He's going to be highly competitive. He's going to go after guys. They're a disciplined team at the plate. They have an approach. It's a tough team to get out. I think he went out and set a tone for us. I thought there was a couple calls that cost us a couple runs, to be honest with you, with the foul tip situation, things like that. A couple little things here and there. A couple defensive position and mishaps on our end, trying to get that stuff in, something that we're working on. But overall, he was phenomenal. Garrett Lott comes in. He's phenomenal. Kai St. Germain comes in. He's phenomenal. And then the defense behind him. Like you said, no errors, but specifically a couple of the plays that were made. Jack Taylor on a slow roller, John Webb going up and getting a ball, spitting it to second. Seth Williams pump fakes, throws to third, almost get him there. Then Seth comes up with a bare hand play late in the game. Kai St. Germain with an inside move at second base. Just big time plays, all right, stuff that we work on when we do small ball in practice or pitcher PFPs. Just overall defensively, I thought it was a phenomenal job. And it's easy to pitch when you got a D behind you, and it's easy to play D when you got a pitcher that's going to attack people, right? So those two things blended together really well. Offensively, I thought we went out and set a tone. Nick Hunter, first pitch of the game, bam, base knock. Jackson Bell, bam, backside. Right? Parker Serio, a guy that deserves to be successful because of how he carries himself and what he does, hits a homer in a big spot. Jackson Bell comes up, hits a homer in a big spot. We bunted the ball well. Reggie Cooper was electric on the base paths. We were able to score runs with the long ball. We were able to create a little bit. We had a couple knocks in some spots, and that's kind of what we've talked about. We're going to find a way to beat you. I think back to the first podcast that we did here. It was talking about, can we get you on the base pass? Can we get you with the small ball? Can we get you with the long ball? We mix those, and it's not often that you go out and punch out 12 times as a group offensively and still feels like you dominated the game. We've worked really hard, the last few days with some of the work in the cages and offset BP and sliders and some of these things. We cut down on those strikeouts, continue to put the ball in play. We play defense and pitch it like we have. The offense is starting to do this. We got guys coming back in the lineup, getting healthier a little bit. But I thought, again, we had fun, right? Again, trying not to sound like a Little League coach, but we played with confidence. We played with a swagger a little bit, right? Guys went out and thought we were the better club and wanted to go out and try to prove it. And we're going to see those guys 2 more times this year. It's a rivalry. They beat us up pretty good for 2 years, and that one felt good. But any win feels good. We're trying to go out every day, and that's a tough part of the season is, not looking at what's on their chest, but just trying to play our game. And I thought that's 4 games in a row we went out and done that.
Yeah. Another guy I want to touch on real quick. I know at the beginning of the season, we talked about the guys like Arlen, Isaac, and Corey, obviously coming in from Division Ones. One that I want to circle back to, Parker. What Parker Serio, what have you seen, his journey, coming from, he comes from Nichols, comes here, he's been here for a couple of years, become one of the, if not the strongest leader on the team. What have you seen in his journey?
I mean, him and Nick Hunter are captains for a reason, right? Ultimate leader, intangibles through the roof, can handle a staff, knows which guy to pump up, which guy to put my arm around. But he's just a common presence behind the dish, right? He knows his guys. He knows his staff. We trust him as pitch callers. He's given us information back. He's a common presence for those guys. And just to have him in that battery, he's been phenomenal. And then offensively, he's really getting it going, right? It's been spurty at times, but he can swing it. And just a guy that, again, I'll say it again, he deserves to be successful, right? Because of the way he carries himself, the way he does things, the way he goes about his business. He's just a phenomenal human being, a really, really good leader, a quiet leader at times. He picks his spots and his moments, but he's a phenomenal kid. And him and Nick have done a great job, and you've got guys like Caleb Bush, Michael Roccabaldo, guys that are older veteran guys. We have so many veterans that I think collectively as a group over the last week, because of guys like Parker and Nick and Rock and Bush and Kai and Jack Taylor, so all of them, man, they decided, let's collectively take a deep breath. Let's have fun playing the game again. And let's just go out and do what we do. And I think that's why we rattled off 4 straight and got a big one coming up this weekend. We just got to keep that momentum and focus level going.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about carrying that momentum forward and keeping on going as we jump back into conference play coming up this weekend. We'll get to that right after the break. You're watching the Walker Bullington Show here on the SHC Athletics YouTube channel.
This is the way down a path that leads to a place upon the hill, led by thought leaders, activists, and Jesuit princes. Among the hill is where tradition and a strong desire to do and achieve reside, ingrained in rich tradition, filled with purpose, fueled by passion. Brink Hill College is for those who seek more.
And welcome back to the Walker Bullington Show here on the SHC Athletics YouTube channel. Nolan Catilla filling in for Charlie Harrison, joined by Walker Bullington, the one, the only, the man, and now the father of Bowie.
Second fiddle. Bowie's the man.
Yeah. Keeping on track though, going into conference play, back into conference play, I should say. You guys hit the road this weekend for Savannah State, sitting at 4-3 right now. They are also 3-0. They go and host Lane. Get three, looks like strong wins there. What's the mentality going back into conference play here on the road?
Focus on us, right? Continue to do what we're doing. Continue to play fast, very comfortable. Continue to grind it out offensively. Limit the strikeouts. Quality pitch and quality defense, but more importantly, high focus, high energy. It's a long trip, right? It's an 8-hour bus ride. You lose an hour going there. You show up, you get there. We're gonna eat dinner real quick, go to bed, get up, play two, right? Then you play two. You go grab your Chick-fil-A, whatever it is. Go back, take a shower, go to bed, get up, play one, ride 8 hours back, right? Conference baseball in the SIAC in terms of travel time, commitment, it's not a joke, right? And those momentary lapses, Savannah State is a program that they're going to hit you in spurts. They're going to be really high energy. They're going to be a loud athletic group that want to come in and kind of start a fight, right? They want to get after you on the base paths. They've ran it on the bags really well. They've pitched it really well. They're going to throw it over the plate. We got to be ready to hit. We got to be ready to play with high energy. And sometimes after an 8-hour bus ride, getting off there and going to play two, tough, right? So Friday, Saturday, Sunday is a little different feel. Can you reel it back in? Can you have a bad inning and get through it? Can you get ahead early and continue to push ahead, right? No momentary lapses, no middle inning lulls. It's got to be constant. And I think, we've got the group that can do that. I think our focus is high, and, you never want to look ahead, but, this one's been on our mind, right? It's a rivalry for us with that program, and we've had some success there. They've had a couple successes, but the games seem to always be tight, big moments, big spots. So it should be fun. It's going to be a ruckus environment. It's conference play on the road against a good ball club. So these are always fun, man.
Yeah, and you'll finish up a very long, what feels like a long month on the road, man. You got those three in Savannah, but then you finally get to bring it back here for another one against West Alabama. You get to host them here at historic Sims Galley Field. Getting those good midweek challenges in. What does that do for the team?
I mean, it's big. It's tough. You go from conference play to midweek to conference play to midweek, and it's 50 games. It's a grind, and it happens in 2.5 months. Like you just said, we were the road Badgers, man. We were on the road for a month, running around and going. So it's really conference play, challenging midweek, conference play, challenging the midweek. And we go on a stretch here, where it was West Florida. It's 3 with Savannah State. It's West Al at home. It's Edward Waters at home. It's a double with AUM after a cancellation. It's bang, 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 and it's really good ball clubs in a row. And I think we're getting hot at the right time. We're feeling comfortable at the right time. We're confident at the right time. And again, I would just tell our guys, don't look at records, don't look at stats, right? Task oriented. What's my job right now? This pitch, this spot, and do the job to the best of our ability, because I think we have the personnel and the guys that can do that. And then the guys that aren't traveling, it's 27-man roster. So the guys that aren't traveling, it's staying the course, staying in it. Your opportunity is going to come. There's injuries. It's a long season, and just continuing to work hard and get better every day and be ready for your opportunity.
Yeah, and getting to play so many teams in state, kind of build some in-state rivalries, despite West Alabama and AUM being in a different conference. What's that like? And you guys have gone, we're 2-2 in the last 2 seasons with them. So what's that like, playing teams like West Al and AUM?
We seem to split with AUM. We seem to split with Montevallo. We took one from West Florida. There's some rivalries being built there, right? And like West Florida's a team we're going to see 3 times this year. We're going double in the same day with AUM, which we had to do last year. Split that. Eli Benoit hit a walk-off in one of those games. We didn't play well in the first game. Montevallo, we've had some really tough matchups against. We beat them at their place. They've beaten us here, and it's about just being consistent and consistently getting wins. And that doesn't matter if it's GSC, Sunshine State, SAC. It's, can we go out and do our job and stack wins, right? But it's really one game at a time, and that's kind of our mindset with our game plans, is how are we going to attack this arm? How are we, what's our game plan here? We feel like we can expose them in this area. What's our focus here? And just continuing to do that and trying to get outside of that rivalry mindset, or this is a big time conference set on the road. When you start looking at all these things that are kind of fluffer, you kind of get away from the fact of, this is what we're doing today, right now, this inning, this pitch, this spot. So for us, it's just about, let's go win the first one Saturday. After that, we'll figure out how to win the second one, right? After that, let's go back. We'll figure out how to win it on Sunday, and then we'll have a day off on Monday, and then go back and try to to get after AUM on that Wednesday. So it's one of those things where we just got to continue to do it, man. But I'm really excited for it. I love going on the road. It's going to be a little bit tougher for me now, I'll be honest, missing him. So hopefully Bowie carries it over and we just keep winning. But I think these guys are excited, ready to go. We had a really good day yesterday, had a really good day today so far. Got some BP in, and we'll go out for a short practice today and then leave out at 8:30 in the morning and go play ball.
What do you think Bowie's going to say to the team before you guys hit the road this week?
That he's 4-0. Just remind him that he's going to be watching. As long as Bowie's watching, we're good, man.
There you go. There you go.
But, yeah, no, we're ready to rock. It's just, it's one of those times in the year where I think we're turning in the right direction. We just got to continue to stay on the course. Anything
to say to Badger fans, Badger Nation in the area as we return home?
Come out and watch us play, man. It's a good group. We play a fast brand of baseball. I think the home run numbers have surprised me a little bit, especially with some of the guys that are injured right now that are more of the juice guys. We can hit the long ball a little bit. We're working really hard on the base paths. We were 4 for 4 on the bags against West Florida, and it wasn't some of the UCLA jumps or vaults or crossovers still in third. We really kind of went deeper into our bag of this is the things that we do, and I thought we were really mature in the way that we approached it. We ran at the right time, on the right pitch, in the right situation, got a jump, got a look. So you're starting to see us try to figure out different ways to win and different ways to attack, and that shows maturity, that shows coachability, focusing in our base running circuit, all those things. So there's been a lot of things I've been proud of over the last 4. But I think the biggest thing to watch is come out and watch these guys. Are talented. It's a beautiful ballpark. It's a great setting. We get some students out there that get a little rowdy, and we're going to try to swipe some bags and hit some balls hard. We're going to have high-quality pitching, and it's a fun place to come watch a game, man. So, my mom and dad are going to be here on Tuesday with my little boy. And,
nice.
So I'm excited about that. So it'll be his first game in person. So
there you go.
Get through the weekend and then get to have that one on Tuesday against West Al. So.
Any autographs from Bowie after the game on Tuesday?
Not yet, but I do have this vision of us, getting a win, and then my wife just handed him down to me. I get to take him out there with the team.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
I'm trying to speak that one into existence. Get
there
the
you
midweek win, get a hold of him, go out there, do our little team talk, and try to go win another 3 on the weekend at home against Edward Waters, which is a good ball club that put us out, or not put us out, but beat us in the tournament last year. And Savannah State's always a rivalry, so I don't think focus is going to be an issue. We've got 7 or 8 big ones in a row, but it's game 1, then it's game 2. Just continue to get after it game by game.
Yep. Badgers hit the road this weekend. They'll be jumping back into conference play in Savannah, Georgia, taking on the Savannah State Tigers. Doubleheader Saturday, starting at 12 noon. Game 3 on Sunday, starting at 12 noon again. And then the Badgers return to the Hill on Tuesday, take on West Alabama at 5 p.m. I think that's all we got. Thank you so much, Walker, for your time as always. Thank you, Bowie, back home for letting Dad come and stop by. I know you're trying to keep him busy. Thank you so much for walking.
Yeah.
Words are so hard sometimes, man. They're so hard. Thank you for watching this week's episode of the Walker Bullington Show here on the SHC Athletics YouTube channel. We'll be back next Wednesday.